What's going on, Center City Church?
You already know.
You missed your cue. You absolutely missed your cue.
I've never done this before.
Well, let me introduce Jess to the podcast because she's never been here before. And if you've not been to Center City, this is my beautiful wife.
Hi.
Jessica Lee Hernandez. Tell a little something about yourself.
I think it's funny that you always introduce me with my full name, including your last name. We're married. We got it.
You know, some people don't take their husband's last name. But now we know.
Well, hi. It's good to be here. I'm excited.
We're excited to have you.
We are.
Well, normally just what we do on this podcast is we take a moment to kind of go a little bit deeper into what happened or what we feel like the Lord has been saying, specifically as it pertains to Sunday that just passed. And we're in the middle of this Advent series, so I thought we would take a moment and just maybe get a little Christmassy.
Christmas.
So
'Tis the season.
'Tis the season.
'Tis the season indeed.
That's right. Away in a manger.
I'm not going to accompany you in song, but I'll
waiting
answer
for
some
you to hit
questions.
that.
That's how we know you're the smart one.
No harmonies happening today? All right.
No harmonies.
So tell me, what is some of your, both Ashley and Jess, just for a moment, what are some of your fondest Christmas memories growing up as a kid?
We do this this night every year in early December that we called season opener. We're actually getting ready to do it this coming weekend. And it's the night that we would decorate our Christmas tree, and our parents would give us an ornament that represented something that had happened in the last year, and we would put it up with all of our other ones and have like a nice meal together. And it was just a fun time, a little more low-key than some of the other like Christmas things. And so that's always what we've really enjoyed. It's the only tradition from growing up that we make sure still happens every year.
So you kind of pregame the Christmas tradition.
That's exactly right. That's the Kramer style.
That's awesome. I love that. What about you?
Honestly, my fondest memories are just, my family celebrated like a modified version of Noche Buena. Maybe not so much church going growing up, but definitely staying up till midnight with the family, extended family, and just having fun, a lot of music, a lot of songs, and then kind of waiting as the clock winds down to midnight when the cousins can all like tear into presents and things like that. So, yeah, those were good memories.
What Spanish song reminds you the most of Christmas?
Feliz Navidad is obviously quite famous. I'm sure everybody thinks of Spanish Christmas songs. Feliz Navidad.
Can I just go on record here and say, I hate that song.
It's not my favorite. But honestly, can I say, because I taught Spanish in elementary school, it kind of redeemed itself a little bit for me. It's not my favorite, but definitely because kids hear it on the radio and they know it, it's fun. And they learn it because it's just 2 words.
Yeah, my boys, it's their favorite Christmas song, period.
Yeah,
Spanish,
they love that song. We heard it this morning, actually, and they were just like rocking out in the back.
They just start screaming it at the top of their lungs because they're so musically gifted.
Yes.
Ashley, same question to you, except without the Spanish twist. What one song, the moment you hear it, maybe just reminds you of your family, not just Christmas, but like Christmas and family time?
O Come, Emmanuel. It's my favorite song. Hard stop.
Like,
yep.
Period?
Yep. Not my favorite Christmas carol. It's my favorite song.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, come.
John's about to ruin it.
It's still my favorite song.
So this week specifically, we talked a little bit about what it means to make room in our family by listening and teaching what it means to listen. So I thought it would be cool for those of you who maybe didn't watch the message or those of you who've already moved on because it's been 4 or 5 days. Just really quickly, we learned kind of that what listening requires is space, it requires time, and it requires focus. So I thought just from a really practical standpoint, when you consider your time with the Lord or listening to the Lord, if you feel like, man, I need to just get alone with God, what does your space, you feel like, what's your space need to look like?
For me, I kind of move around. It's almost seasonal in my apartment, like where I like to be in the morning, but I have a candle that I light that's just my way of whatever space I'm in, kind of preparing that, setting the stage that like this is the space where I'm meeting with the Lord. So as long as I have that candle with me, I mean, I don't take it on every vacation, but sometimes when I travel, if I'm not flying or something, I do take it with me, and that creates wherever the space is, that makes it holy space in a way.
That's awesome. What about you?
Yeah, for me, it's probably more about like where I'm seated, if that makes sense. So when I can cut away in the morning, it's usually at one specific rocker that we have in our house by where we keep our books, and I have like my Devo and my journal and stuff on top of there. But I think around Christmas time, I like to sit and just kind of look at the lights on the tree. And it's just kind of, especially after the boys are, in bed, that kind of thing, just take a few minutes to kind of settle and look at the tree and kind of just be thankful. I have to be purposeful about stopping several times a day. My personality sometimes would be like, I'm one of those people that if I don't think I can do it well or do it to completion, whether that's study, prayer, whatever, I may not start because I don't feel like I can do it well. So sometimes I just have to have little mini stops along the way and know that is the accumulation of that is just as good as, sitting down and stopping purposefully for 20, 30 minutes.
So that's place. But I think you bring up an interesting point. So both of you, because I know you, are exceptionally busy people.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't know, Ashley is our resident theologian, currently pursuing her master's degree.
Not sure my professors would totally agree with that title yet, but I'm working on
Whatever, it's all Greek to me.
Ayo.
All right. But between your pursuits academically and then your coursework here alongside the community of Center City, but then, trying to still keep an active social life and have friends and family that you're often trying to kind of get in contact with and connect with. How do you manage time?
I have to set the stage the very beginning of the day. So I used to be one of those people, like in college, I thought, like, why do people always say you have to have your time with the Lord first thing in the morning? Do it whenever you want to. And that, I still kind of agree with that, but for me, it has to be first or it might not happen. So I just have a rule for myself. All of my electronics stay on Do Not Disturb until 7 in the morning, but I get up at 6 and make sure that I'm getting up. I do get my coffee first, and then I go and sit and light the candle, and I start in silence, honestly, just kind of being still with the Lord, and then move on from there.
So a little bit of a different question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How do you navigate those times where you are too busy? The morning started quicker than you thought. The boys wake up, someone's got a fever. Our boys have a tendency of rushing to the bedroom and sometimes mess up the whole nuance of the day. So how being the type of person, you mentioned this earlier, that if you don't feel like you can do it, you don't even want to start it. How have you had to navigate living in some of that tension and still finding time?
Yeah, really it's just about, for me, just setting aside, just even if it's just a few quick minutes, whether it's in my office, at school, whether it's in a classroom, even sometimes with a kid or a student, or sometimes it's in the car. Just really trying to get a few moments away and just focusing on what is it that you have for me today, Lord? Where can I find you in this? Where are you leading me? What appointments do you have? But really, if the day kind of tumbles forward and I don't get that time, then I am more purposeful about pursuing that at night, specifically after the boys are down, because it's a little bit quieter and I can kind of cut away a little bit more and be more intentional about setting aside that time. Yeah.
And so if your annoying husband doesn't bother you. But
well, there's professional wrestling on TV most nights, so it works out more times than not.
I just call my junk out, didn't you? Just had to call my junk out. What would you say to what would you say to the personalities that struggle maybe a little bit carrying the weight of perfectionism with them, that it really the guilt and shame of not getting it done first thing keeps them from maybe even engaging later. What would you say to them right now?
I would just encourage them, like I have been encouraged, to do something. Just because it wasn't done to whatever the expectation I put in my brain was, does not mean that it isn't valid and that it isn't me trying to seek time with the Lord. And at the end of the day, if I've sought the Lord out, whether or not it was the way I envisioned it in my head, what's more important is that I sought time with him and that I spend time with him versus maybe if it was set up the way I needed it to be set up for me to approve it. The Lord approves of it because I'm trying to seek him. And so it's better to do something, even if I feel like that's not as, perfect as I wanted it to be, versus not at all pursue it.
What about you, Ashley?
I feel like for me, it kind of comes down to my understanding of my relationship with the Lord. And it can be really easy for me because I'm naturally a disciplined person to take that and almost try to earn God's favor because I can get up and I can be disciplined in this. And so for me, it's really a reminder in those weeks or seasons where it's harder that God doesn't love me any less this week because I haven't been feeling well and I've slept in and it's been crazier or whatever's going on. And then when that pressure is lifted, then it's just well, of course I want to talk to God because I love him. And why wouldn't I want to talk to him? It just makes it all a little bit easier because it's not I have to do this to be good enough.
Yeah. So my personality type is on the opposite end of the spectrum of Jess, and probably pretty close to the opposite end of the spectrum of Ashley. Even.
We're pretty similar, Jess.
We're pretty similar.
Yeah. So as a creative, and not that.
Are you saying we're not creative?
No, that's what I was literally about to say.
I don't consider myself a creative, no.
But as a creative, and then also dealing with my personality. So all personalities have the potential of creativity, but I'm one of those that has a tendency, my personality type and my creativity tend to be a little bit of an explosive combination, just within having to deal with discipline, and it's intentional. It has to be. It's something that I've worked at. I'll work on it till the day that I die. Discipline doesn't come natural to me. It's not anything Jess likes lists. Lists mess my head up. I'm what am I? Why? They don't even look like bullet. I don't know what to do with them. So when it comes to the discipline of study, so much of it is motivated out of my relationship and desire to be close with God. And when I feel like I'm disappointing, if you study Enneagram by personality, I'm a 7. So when it comes to any type of pain, the natural impulse in me is to avoid, because I don't like hurt. Again, I've had to work on that my whole life. I'm better today than I've ever been. But I just have had to learn in my relationship with the Lord that just because you didn't catch that assigned moment, just because you didn't get a chance to start the day off, although I'm with you, there's something amazing about starting a day off. It's not that God's disappointed. And I think relieving the idea just puts me in a different space when it comes to relationship. And now, like you said, I'm excited about getting to connect again. And I can't wait to connect again versus if I connect again, am I going to sense that disappointment? So I think that that's important when we talk about making room, specifically this Advent season. So with all of that said, what are you looking forward to the most this year?
Well, we have our season opener this weekend, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
What's the food situation like in your season openers?
It's been a little bit different every year, but I have a very picky brother. I don't think he'll mind me putting that on the internet. So the best year that I remember, our parents actually got takeout, and we each got our own things. So he got McDonald's, which he loved, but I got sesame chicken, which I loved. I don't remember what the other brother got, but that was the most memorable, where Mom just gave up trying to cook something that we would all eat. And
is that because you love the other brother less, you think?
I think it's because he's less picky.
I'm just kidding.
And so what he got didn't surprise me as much. He may have had the sesame chicken too.
I'm totally kidding. What are you looking forward to?
It's going to be a different Christmas for us. So a lot of our family members are out of town, whether that's they're visiting other people or my parents moved. So there's that. Thanks, Mom and Dad. But and it's been a long time. You asked my favorite memory. It's been a long time since I've celebrated with a lot of extended family, because normally it's just our parents, your parents, brothers, sisters, that kind of thing. So I'm really just looking forward to what maybe new traditions we can start. I think carrying over some of the things from both of our childhoods that we enjoyed, but also really this will be kind of our first Christmas where it's just the four of us. My baby sister is visiting from New York, and so that'll be fun. But I'm looking forward to see what this Christmas will look like. And I just enjoy Christmas anyway. I enjoy the whole season, so I'm not necessarily mourning anything. But it'll be interesting to see what it is. And as our boys get older and they kind of become more interested in behind Christmas, not just like gift opening on Christmas Day, I think it'll be cool to see what family traditions they want to lead. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all of it. The food, the
and
friends,
food.
the
Yeah,
family.
I mean, some of that I'll be responsible for cooking, so maybe not so much this year. But
your food is good.
Food.
It's edible. I'm just kidding. I'm excited. Christmas.
It doesn't catch on fire.
It doesn't catch on fire.
This may have happened to me last night.
May or may
I
not.
wasn't going to bring it up. I'm looking forward to Christmas morning with our boys has become more and more engaging, more and more fun.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting to figure it out. They kind of have a better sense of what Christmas is really about this year, more so than any year before. So I still love waking up a little bit earlier than them, grabbing the cell phone, videotaping them running down the stairs because
Do they wake up extra early on Christmas morning, or is it about normal?
Slightly earlier.
Yeah, it's about normal.
Not that much earlier.
Yeah.
They like their sleep.
That's good.
Yeah. So it gives us a chance to get up. We usually have a cup of coffee. Jess is usually making breakfast.
Yeah.
And then we'll hear them stirring, and I'll go upstairs and grab my cell phone and videotape them running down.
Yeah. Epic Christmas videos.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. So
last year's was pretty good. I don't know if we can top last year's.
Yeah, that was fun.
Nerf gun.
Yeah.
Nerf gun Christmas fight.
It's a lot of fun. I'm also looking forward to Advent, kind of the way that we've been navigating Advent as a community.
Mm-hmm.
I think even as a church, I'm looking forward to candlelight.
I am too.
It's a great, it's probably one of the simpler services we do all year, but the experience of being with friends and family and community and kids, and we're all together, it's not separate, and the service is kind of created more so that you can just have fun and engage with the people sitting next to you as we connect with the Lord together. So, and light some candles and sing some songs.
Cookies and hot chocolate.
Cookies and hot chocolate. Come on, somebody. So it's been, last year was just weird. So this year feels like a little bit of a return to normalcy, and we're really excited about it. I know I am.
Yeah.
Cool. So if you have any questions about anything that's going on for Center City this Christmas season, all you have to do is go to centercitychristmas.com and check out all the information there. We have our Advent blog, which has been great. Hope you've been following with that. We also have things you can do in Charlotte, and some of those things are still happening, and that list is also free. And then all of our service schedules, which is at this point fairly simple. Sundays at 10 a.m. We will not be having a service the day after Christmas, but
it will be. It will be online.
Online, yes.
So don't show up to this building.
Right.
I mean, you could, but then
it'll be dark.
It'll be dark, and you'd watch the service on your phone. So we're really excited about it, and hopefully we'll see you. Hopefully you'll get a chance to connect this holiday season with us as we continue to love Jesus and change the world.
Sounds good.
Awesome. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.